Hello, we're here today in Oakville, Ontario. My name is Anne Swarbrick. I'm Executive Director of Habitat for Humanity Halton. Most people know of Habitat for Humanity for our work around the world, from New Orleans to Haiti to Africa, etc. Today we're here for the first two builds that we're doing in Oakville, Ontario. Most people don't know that 9.5% of people living in Oakville live below the poverty line, so we're building these two homes for some of the wonderful women who work hard raising families here in Oakville.
Good morning. Good morning. Morning. Come on, everybody. Thank you. I'm Dave Cole. I'm the construction manager. I'm glad you all could attend. We have two corporate groups here today. I believe the synagogue and MCAP. And I'm just going to give you a little insight into how the day is going to go. So again, the houses are mirrored. They meet in the center. So this house here is actually the mirrored image. So it comes in with this piece sticking in here, and the driveways run down through the center. Any questions on that? Nice looking house, fit in? Yes.
It's very important for our synagogue, Shar Bethel, to be involved in this type of project because we recognize that the needs of the Oakville community are great. It might seem that Oakville is a very prosperous and affluent community, but in fact, we have food banks that are constantly running out of food because people are using them. We have very high home prices, and that means low-income families or single-parent families have trouble. We know these problems exist in Oakville. Sometimes it seems like they're not there, but they are. And you can see that for sure with these two houses that are being built for two families that just don't have the means to have their own home.
Our principles and values are a belief in the value of dignity for all, that everybody has the right to safe, affordable, decent housing, and that it's important for us to work in partnership in building that in the community with governments, with corporations, with faith communities, with schools, with volunteers throughout the community. And we believe very much that building with Habitat is an opportunity to put faith into action. Only missed once. Today we're delighted to have the Shar Bethel Synagogue of Oakville engaged in building with us. We've also had the United Church, the Lutheran Church, and in past years we've had the Catholics, Presbyterian congregations, Anglican, and increasingly we're getting Muslim interest in helping to build community with us at Habitat for Humanity Halton.
This is the end gable truss that goes on the house.
I first found out about Habitat for Humanity when I was working as an intern as a rabbi in Connecticut. This was near Bridgeport, and the rabbi told me that their congregation had built 6 Habitat for Humanity houses. And I couldn't believe it. I'm like, what do you mean build a house? So he took me on a tour of the neighborhood. This is in the older part of Bridgeport. And he showed me 6 houses where families were living in them and explained to me what Habitat was. I looked at the Restore, I found out more about it. So when I moved here to Oakville, I realized that if there was a Habitat build going on here, our synagogue should definitely be a part of it. And sure enough, this year these 2 houses are being put up, and so we're just thrilled that we can get a chance to be a part of Habitat for Humanity Halton.
The 2 homes we're building here in Oakville have brought forth wonderful generosity from the community. Over 400 volunteers to help build, many congregations and corporations getting involved to sponsor. This house here is sponsored by Whirlpool Canada. The single-parent mom who is buying this home has 3 children who are so polite and so delighted at this opportunity to have a place to invite their friends over to play. The home over here, which is sponsored by Oakville's Genworth Financial, is being purchased by another single mother who has 1 daughter, who again is just delighted to have the opportunity for, as the young daughter says, a window in my bedroom. She hasn't had that luxury before. The families we build for are families who live below the poverty line to start with, but are hardworking families who deserve a home like this for themselves and their children. They're people who've been living in substandard or poverty housing, but who are willing to partner, such as through the 500 hours of sweat equity they put into helping to build the homes, as well as to work in places like our Restore, which is such a wonderful, important way for people to help support all of the work that we do in the community.
Well, I guess my aspirations for this type of charitable work are that our congregants get an appreciation for the world around them, for our job as in the role of tikkun olam, which means fixing the world. It's one of our priorities in Judaism, is to see that the world, what's broken in it, and try and fix it. whether figurative or literally, and this is one of those literal situations where we really are trying to fix the world one piece of board at a time. So here we are, we're working, we're building this house, and I know come October I'm going to drive by this street and this is going to be a fully realized built house with a family living in it that needs it. And so you kind of feel like there are little ways in this world that you can actually make a difference, and this is one of them.
Habitat for Humanity helps to build community in so many ways. One way is the volunteers who get actively engaged in putting faith into action and loving it and appreciating very much engaging with the families for whom the homes are being built, who will pay for these homes as we finance them. But our work with the families helps to lift them up out of poverty, creating a healthier fabric and community for all of us, making our community a much more decent, safe, secure place for all of us and strengthening the bonds that unite us.
From the response we've gotten, I think our synagogue will definitely be involved in work like this in the future. As soon as we put out the call that we wanted people to volunteer, we had dozens of people calling, asking, what can I do, how can I help? Not only do we have a dozen builders here helping out around the site, but there's another handful of people that are going to be coming here at noon to provide lunch. And then of course there's the dozens of people who all contributed money. So when this type of project becomes such a successful one, we certainly will repeat it throughout the year. After participating in a Habitat for Humanity build, I think each of our members will first of all get a sense of satisfaction that there's a family in need here in Halton that will be living in a home within a few months. We've done some fundraising for this, so certainly we know that it's one of our ideals in Judaism that we raise funds, give to tzedakah, give to charity, and also a bit of a personal feeling of accomplishment. One of the questions that the crew chief asked when we got here was, does anyone want to learn something today? And everyone's hand went up. Whether you're learning to hammer a nail, use a circular saw, use a table saw like I was doing just back there, everyone's getting to learn some new skills as well. So really, you get to learn a lot out of a Habitat for Humanity build.
We're hoping that when volunteers leave our job site that they take away the idea of just how much fun and how rewarding it can be to help build community.